Okay, so our game is starting to look a little bit prettier. I think what we should do next is add a score system to our game. So to do so, we're going to create a user interface. Now, you might want to feel free to, at this point, mock up something in Photoshop if you wish, and export that as a PNG. So I've just done my 1920 1080, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep organized, because keeping organized is always important, by right-clicking, creating a new folder called UI, my user interface. At which point I'm going to import my UI, and again, maybe you want to import your UI after, maybe you want to create it first, then draw it after. You can totally do it that way. So let's right click again in some space and create a user interface, and we're going to create a blueprint widget, a widgets blueprint, sorry. And we're going to create that, and let's give it a name like score underscore W for widget, and double click it to open it up. Now when you open it up, it's going to look like this. Let's go ahead and add a canvas panel. Now canvas panel used to be, by default, there would always be one in Unreal 4. I'm not sure why they've got rid of that in Unreal 5, but hey ho, let's add ourselves a canvas panel. Maybe they'll add it back to automatically do it in a future update. With our canvas panel, if you do have an image, we can bring that in, but we'll do that later. Let's also go ahead and add a text. So this text block is going to be our, score. So over on this right hand side, we can tweak which you can change that. Like that. We could change the color, we could change the font and the size of it should you need to or want to. You got a couple of options there. But that's going to mostly work with your design. What we do want to do though is basically have a score system. Now, we'd probably have this on the player and then send this across. So, do we want to do that now? I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. So let's go across to our graph up in the top right corner, and let's create ourselves a new variable. So where it says variables up here in the top left, we're going to create a new variable which we'll call score, and we're going to change it from a boolean to a float. And let's go ahead and hit compile. Float. So score float. Right, now going back to our designer, what we're going to do is, with your text still selected, where we choose a text, let's create a binding. Now the binding is, it's just going to print our score. So we can actually drag our score out here. We can say get score. We can actually just wire it straight in, and now it'll print our score. And we might refine that later and tweak it, but for now, let's tell it to update the score every second. I mean, we should be checking if the players are live, but when we create a game over system, we'll come back and improve this a little bit. So, off our event construct, when this is created, or we could do it off tick for the sort of sake of now. We'll just do it off event construct. Like we've done before, let's just set an event by timer. Sorry, set timer by event. Always get it the wrong way around. And let's just say every 0.1 and loop it. And we're going to drag off event and get a custom event, which we'll call score time. So we've got an event that's going to fire every 0.1 seconds, or maybe we should do it actually every 0.0. You decide if you want to do it every 0.01 or whatnot. And then once we've done that, we're going to get our score. So we're going to get score, and we're going to plus. So we're going to add 0.01, and then we are going to set score. So notice I'm just dragging from the left, letting go like that. Cool. So every 0.01 seconds, we're going to get score, and we're going to add 0.1 to it, and then we're going to set it to be its new score. And that's just going to repeat for forever. until we, like I said, we'll add a game over system or whatnot at a later point. But for now, that'll do. So we only need to do one more thing. We want to add this to our screen. So we could do this in our player, or we could do this on our level blueprint. So let's open our level blueprint. And what we'll do is we'll do this even before our timer starts. So I'm just going to get my event begin play, and I'm going to say, hey, create me a widget. And it's going to be like, cool, what widget do you want to create? Well, my score widget, obviously, is the one I want to create. But okay, cool, now we've done that, let's also display it. So let's add it to the player, add to viewport. So we can actually display it as well. And wire that back up. And that should hopefully be golden. Cool, you can now see the score up in the top part going up for sort of like, you know, how long we've been alive. Maybe we'll add it so like the coins increase your points or something. But we'll tweak and deal with that later. What you might want to do at this point is beautify your score a little bit. So I've got my image here, which I'm just going to put in place. I'm going to order it behind. Now let's get my hello and maybe give it a more usable size. Put that over here like so, and maybe let's make it the same color like that. Cool, and let's see how that looks, shall we? Okay, it's a bit too big and obviously should have matched the fonts. But you know what? Not too bad, right? It's starting to come together. Cool. So there you go. That's that one done. Spend a bit of time, get your user interface looking alright. And yeah, good work there. Keep up the good work.